Yo, here we go again. Now, the NFL does this top 100 players list. They've been doing it for about 6 or 7 years now, and it's a list that the NFL Network puts out every summer leading up to the football season to kind of get the juices flowing, get everybody hyped back into the football season. And the list is basically judged by players. The players come in and vote who they think should be ranked top 100. Now, some of these players might have a bias or unbiased, whatever. Now, Jalen Ramsey was the top ranked corner last year. I don't recall his position number, but last year the Jaguars were the darlings of the NFL. You know, they went 11-5. They shocked the world, beat Pittsburgh down. You know, went to the AFC title game. You can make an argument they should have won it, but they screwed it up in the last 2 minutes. They had all these Pro Bowlers on defense, and they dragged Blake Bortles as far as they could, right? Last year they came back down to earth and they peaked too early and they beat the Patriots in week 2, and after that it went downhill. They lost like 4 out of the next 5 games. They got beat down by Dallas, Kansas City, you name it. They just got embarrassed, and everyone had a down year. Calais Campbell went from being Defensive Player of the Year to just being pretty solid. Telvin Smith fell off the map. What's the other kid? Miles Jack and Boye and the whole defense, which was the heart and soul of that team, they were no longer the feared physical defense that everyone was raving about the year before. People were comparing them to the Seahawks of the East Coast and all of this stuff. And the breaking point was when they played the Titans on that Thursday night, and Derrick Henry just mauled the linebackers and put AJ Bouye on just, oh my God, this and humiliated Bouye. And Jalen Ramsey had a solid year, but he damn sure wasn't the best corner in football last year. That was Gilmore. Every corner is going to give up plays and stuff like that. You can look at, low lights as well as highlights. But Gilmore covered the best receiver every game, and he was ranked better in every statistic category as a corner than Jalen Ramsey. Pro Football Focus had him ranked number one based off statistics. Those are facts. Now, if you think all time Ramsey's better, hey, I have no problem with that. But based off last year, and that's what this list is based off, Gilmore was better. So he was ranked number 22. Ramsey was ranked 26. And then he puts out this tweet, I'm extremely blessed, but it ain't 26 players better than me in the league. He was ranked number 27, whatever. I'm like, dude, the Jaguars went 5-11 last year. So after they beat the Patriots and started out 2-0, they basically only won 3 more games for the rest of the year. Blake Bortles got shipped out of town. Doug Marrone was on notice. You know, it's bad enough when you play in a small market and you're playing for an expansion team that's only been around for like 25 years. But in the NFL, it's a little bit more difficult to stand out as a great player when you play for a bad team. The NBA is different. You can dominate a position and play for the worst team in the league because it's a players' league. But in football, when your team sucks, it's really hard to get noticed. It took Larry Fitzgerald and the Cardinals going to the Super Bowl for people to realize who the fuck he even was, because people didn't even know him like that because he played in a small market on a bad team historically. And I think Jalen Ramsey is starting to realize maybe, and I think he should leave Jacksonville. He's a big time player. You need to go to a big time market. You want to be a megastar. You want to be Dion. You want to be, one of these big time DBs or defensive players. You might have to go to a bigger market, bro, or go just to a better team because the Jaguars fucking sucked last year, and that was a big part of it. And like I say, he regressed as a player also. He wasn't as good as he was the year before. Period. So like I say, this baby and shit, and this is the shit. This goes back to him crying on the sidelines his rookie year. I'm not used to losing, because he came from Florida State and all of this bullshit. And Jalen Ramsey is a good physical corner, but he had a down year. It happens. There were some years Peyton Manning didn't lead the league in touchdowns. He was still one of the best. That's just an example. I mean, you're not gonna always dominate statistically. Sometimes someone's gonna have a better year than you, and that's what it was last year. And he's whining and crying on Twitter, just like certain players were mad about their Madden ratings. Now that shit is just stupid to me. It's a fucking video game, but people really take this list seriously because it's being evaluated based off your peers, your NFL peers, people who play in the league, who play against you and watch you on film, have decided to rank you, and he's upset. And I'm pretty sure a lot of other guys are upset at their positions, but he's the one being the most vocal about it. So, like I say, if you want to change the perception, have a better fucking season. And hopefully, with who's the fucking quarterback they got now? They got Nick Foles. Okay, they got Saint Nick. Hopefully they can't get no worse than 5-11. They have to get better than that. The division's kind of stout because you got the Titans. Andrew Luck came back. That was a big reason why I think they struggled last year. Andrew Luck came back. I believe the Colts swept them. And then you got the Texans. They had a little, they're still consistent with Deshaun Watson and Watt and those guys. So the division is not a cupcake division, but they can't get no worse than 5-11. At the least they should go 8-8, 9-7, and probably contend for a wild card spot. But yeah, Jalen Ramsey, man, quit crying and shit, man. Man the fuck up. Welcome to the NFL. Quit acting like a little bitch.